you give another real example other than this one? Real life example.
Real example, simple thing. Suppose you are there, right? Suppose you are working in any kind of organization. Okay.
Okay.
And you are traveling somewhere. Okay. But urgently you need to access something which is located on your FTP server. On your computer FTP server. You want to access this. Okay. So what you need to do, you need to call your IT manager or your firewall engineer. Please create VPN connection between my computer and a FTP server.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so they will create the VPN connection between your system and a VPN server, FTP server.
Application. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So from any other network, you can access this server.
Okay.
Okay, so we are going to understand all these things now today. So we are going to configure this. Okay, so now let me just show you something here. We done this, we done this. Okay, so we are going to follow all the steps today. First step, we are going to install the certificate. We have the certificate authority. Okay, so yeah, we have the Microsoft server, okay, domain server. Okay, so over there I configure the certificate authority CSR. Okay, so from there we can install the certificate, and we are going to provide this. The first step is this: adding a digital certificate to our Palo Alto device. So first we send a request to the certificate authority, and from there you will get the certificate, and we are going to install the CA root certificate and the identity certificate in our Palo Alto device. We are going to import two certificates, root CA certificate and the identity certificate. Okay, so let's just do the first step, user certification. This is my Palo Alto device. Now to create a certificate, we already create one, right, in our earlier session. Yeah. So tell me guys, from which option I need to go to create a certificate? We need to go to device, go to certificate. Yeah. We already create one outbound certificate. Remember this? We already create one outbound.
Yes.
Yeah. So we are going to create one more certificate here. So to create a certificate, we need to click on generate here. Okay, now we are going to name this as PASSL. So we are going to enable the SSL connection between the Palo Alto and the Bob. So we are going to name this as PA.
Are we recording this?
Yeah.
Finish.
Yes. Okay, now here we need to provide the IP address of our outside zone. Here we need to enter the IP address of our outside zone. So that is in my Palo Alto device, in my network, there is 10.10.1.10.213. This is my outside zone IP address. Now, if you remember, on the outbound certificate, we check this box, certificate authority. Okay, but here, in this certificate, PSSL certificate, we are not going to allow this. We are going to have the certificate signed by the authority. So we are going to choose here, signed by the authority. We are going to select here external authority, CSR. We are going to choose our external authority. Okay, then here we need to provide the certificate attributes here, like country, state, locality, organizations. The same thing what we have seen in outbound certificate, what we have done in outbound certificate, same thing. So click on add, first choose country, select here US, United States, then again add to state, state Texas, and choose the locality, Katy, then choose the organization. So organization is soft nice. Okay, so we create the attributes. Okay, now click on generate. Now click on generate. Okay, now it says successfully generated certificate in key pair. So click OK here. Now you can see here that the status of the certificate. The status of the certificate here you can see that is pending right now. Here, are you able to see this, guys? Let me just uncheck this.
Yes.
It's pending now. You can see here. Okay, so what we choose the certificate authority. This is CSR, external authority. Okay, so what we need to do next now? We need to activate the certificate first. Okay, so first we are going to import this certificate. We are going to import the certificate. Just, yes, we are going to import the certificate. So click on import. Sorry. So we need to first select the certificate. So we want SSL this certificate. So select the certificate which you want to import or which you want to export. So first we are going to export the certificate. So this will download. So you can see here the certificate is downloaded here. Okay, now we are going to open the certificate now. Okay, you open in Notepad. So this is the certificate. Let me just change the font size. Okay, now this is the certificate request. You can see here. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to copy all these things, copy everything. Okay, and we are going to access our server, the Microsoft Windows server, the certificate authority server, and we are going to certify this server. We're going to certify this server. So what you need to do, I'm going to access this server, my Windows server, from here only. So enable that access. This one. This one. So here we have the option called request a certificate. So we need to click on request a certificate here. Okay, then you need to click on advanced option, advanced certificate request. Okay, then you need to paste the code which you have copied here. So we paste it here. And under the certificate template, we need to choose the subordinate certificate authority. We need to choose this option here and we need to submit this. Once we submit this, okay, so we have the two options to download the certificate. So our Palo Alto device, the supported base 64 encoded certificate. So we select that and we are going to download this certificate. We are going to download this certificate. So you can see here, let me just enable the pen. You can see the certificate is downloaded here. The certificate is downloaded. Okay, so here we will find the certificate in the downloads folder. You will find the certificate in the downloads folder. Okay, so open the downloads folder. So we can open from here also. Show in folders. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to create one new folder here under the downloads. Name this as a cert. Okay, and we are putting all our certificates into here. We are going to copy all the certificate here. So Control X, copy this, Control V. Okay, now we are going to rename this certificate. So right click here, now rename. So this is our Palo Alto identification certificate. This is our Palo Alto identification certificate. ID cert. This is our Palo Alto identification certificate. This one. Okay. Now next step is what we need to download. We need to download the root CA certificate. We need to download the root CA certificate from this Microsoft Active Directory Certificate Services server. Okay, so from where you can download this? So you have to go to home here. Okay, here under the home. Okay, now is there any option to download any certificate, guys? Are you able to see any kind of option here? to download CS certificate?
The bottom
Yeah,
one.
this one.
The third one.
Yes. So you need to click here, download the CS certificate. Okay. Then you need to select the base 64 here. Okay. And here we need to download the CS certificate. So we need to click here, download CS certificate. So you can see here, this is also created. It's the same name because we renamed this earlier certificate. So that's why it's the same name here. So open this one. Okay, and we are going to again rename this. So first we are going to cut this certificate. We are putting this certificate into our folder which we have created. Okay, now we are going to change the name of the certificate also. We are going to name this as root CS certificate. We are going to rename this as a root CA cert. Root CA cert. So this is the name which we applied to the certificate. So we have two certificates. So guys, once you generate a certificate, so you also need to have the copy of the certificate. So always save this copy of the certificate at another location. And from there which you can directly get the certificate. Okay, because that certificate is required. Okay, now close this. Now next step is what? We are going to import our root CS certificate first. We are going to import our root CS certificate first. Okay, so yes.
Just one question.
Yes.
So once you finish downloading and what exactly happened between the imported certificate and the exported certificate?
Now we create the certificate, right? The PSSL.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And under the certificate, we choose the authority, signing authority, because each and every certificate requires the authority, signing authority.
Okay.
So in this here, we choose the external authority, the CSI.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and we provide the credentials of the certificate, which we have copy and paste. So from the using the credential, the external authority create one certificate for us.
Okay, Nish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So first step, what we are going to do, we are going to import the root CS certificate first. So we are click on import here. Okay, now we are first assign the name to this certificate. So we are going to name the certificate as root CA cert. Or we can say here as root MS Microsoft. Let me just make it capital, MS CA cert. Root CA cert. And here we need to choose the certificate file. So browse this. Okay, you need to go to the certificate folder. And here you need to select the root CA certificate. Open this. And you can see here that is selected root CA certificate. Okay, so and you have to choose file format that should be base 64, that which we have downloaded the certificate 64. Okay, that is selected now. You can no need to enable the import private key. We just want to enable the certificate, import the certificate. So click OK. Okay, so you can see here that we import the certificate root MSCA certificate, and you can see the status that is valid. You can see the status here that is valid till 2021. So the certificate is valid till 2021. Okay, now next is we are going to import the SSL certificate. So click on import again. Okay, now here we already have one certificate PSSL. So you need to assign the same name which you assigned here as earlier. So it should be the PSSL here. SSL. Okay, now we are going to browse this and we are going to select the PA identification certificate and open this. Okay, then click OK. Now you can see this, the PASSL, that is also becomes valid now. Understood this, guys, how to import the certificate?
Yes, Anish.
You need to have the external authority from where you can certify this certificate, that you can sign the certificate. so this is the way you can import and generate and import the certificate in the Palo Alto device. Okay, so after this, you need to click on commit. Okay.
So the certificates that we exported are created inside the Palo Alto, and the ones that we are importing are actually created inside the Microsoft Active Directory
Right.
certificate services. Is that correct?
Right. Okay, so what I have done, let me show you. This is my Microsoft server, domain server, and this is my member server. Right now we are connected with this member server. So in this member server, okay, I enable the feature called Active Directory Certificate Services.
Okay.
I download this feature, I enable this feature into this member server. And right now which server we are accessing here, that is the member server. This one.
You currently have 2 servers or just 1 server with different
I have
services?
2 servers. We need to create 2. Now see, for the Active Directory, okay, you can do this 2 ways. If you need a 1 server, so you can do the standalone certificate authority. So for standalone certificate authority, you require only 1 server. But if you want to enterprise level certificate authority, so you require the domain and the member.
Right, right. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So I created this as enterprise signing authority. Okay, so that's why I create domain and the member server for this. Okay, but if you require, if you need to perform this particular in your environment for the practicing purpose, so you also create a standalone certificate authority. Anyone
Okay.
knows how to install Microsoft 2012 server?
Yes,
I
Anish,
did
I
it
have
on
it in my VM.
Amazon Web Services.
Okay, same way you need to enable this certificate services. You need to add role. That's it.
Okay. Anish, so once we add the role, we can access the certificate service using the current IP address which we assigned,
We
right?
add a role, we need to configure it first, and then only.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, we configure it only. Yeah, after that.
But to use this, you need to have Palo Alto certified device, license device.
Okay.
Okay, I will check the settings in your VM series Palo Alto Firewall. Whether you try to apply all the settings. Hello, guys, all of you there.
What settings, Anish?
Yeah, so what we have seen till now, what verticals we perform in this license device.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Anyone try to apply this in your Palo Alto device, in your Palo Alto VM virtual firewall.
Oh, yes.
Are you able to create? Are you able to configure it?
No.
Yeah, that's it. You are not able to implement this, but you can configure all the steps. What we are doing right now. in the licensed device. You can also do this kind of configuration in your VM workstation firewall, Palo Alto VM workstation firewall. But you cannot implement this thing without a license. So start doing all these things, guys, everyone. Okay, now this is done. Okay, so now next step is, where is the next step? Here. Okay, so we done these two steps. We create the CSR request and we install both the certificates, CA root CA certificate and identity certificate into a Palo Alto device. Now next step is, now we have all these profiles, LDAP authentication. Okay, so first thing what we are going to verify or edit the profiles which what we have. So we already have LDAP and authentication profile. So we are going to verify all this profile, and if anything necessary is we need to edit it, so we are going to edit this. Okay, after this we are going to create one VPN zone. Okay, and we are going to create one tunnel interface. We are going to create tunnel interface. So these three steps we are going to see just now. Okay, so first thing we are going to edit and verify the profiles, LDAP and authentication profiles. Okay, so open your smart dashboard. Sorry, Palo Alto device. Okay, so guys, tell me where we can verify LDAP profile.
From the server profiles,
Server
there's the
profiles,
LDAP.
LDAP, you can see
You can
the
see
reference.
LDAP.
Yeah.
Okay, before doing this, I have to change this IP because I have only one public IP. Okay, that's why it's not displaying here, because I applied this IP address here in this member server, and our domain profile is this one, domain server. Okay, so I need to make changes in my firewall first. Then only this will take off. So let me just open my firewall here. I need to go to policy and objects. I need to go to objects. I need to go to virtual IPs. This is my live firewall. Right now my system is connected with this firewall. You can see here my name Manish please. Okay, I need to change this 1.46. That is my domain IP. I need to change the port, that is 389, and here also 389. Click OK. Okay, now let's just check. Let's refreshing here. Okay, now right now we don't require this member server, so we are going to suspend this. Let me just log out and log in again.
Yeah.
You can see this, the
Yes,
LDAP
Ramesh.
config our group mapping policy failed to connect to the server. This error failed to connect because we changed the port. We apply this to our member server. Okay. Okay, so this right now this is trying to connect this, so you can see all this apps are refreshing right now. Just close the browser.
There's so much interference coming from my end.
Okay, now go to device. Now you can see here. Now this is connected. Yeah, this one. Open this. So this is our IP address which we changed just now. Okay, this is our details server settings. Okay, so this is all, everything is fine here. So we cancel here. Now let's just check the authentication profile. So we have to go to the authentication profile here under the device. Now click this authentication profile. Okay, now under authentication profiles, you need to add something here under the login attributes. Under the login attributes, you need to add something. So guys, for the Windows Active Directory, we create a LDAP profile. That is our we are connecting our Active Directory server, Microsoft Windows server, with our Palo Alto device. So we need to provide here attributes. Okay, so you need to know about the attributes. You need to know about the attributes. So I have find out something for you. This is the user attributes inside Active Directory. So you need to know about the attributes. So you can see the attribute LDAP name. So from here we need to add the name. So right now under the authentication profile in our Palo Alto, we want that this profile is connected with our Active Directory server, and from that Active Directory server, this Palo Alto device fetch all the account information, the username, then account information like password, everything what is associated with the Active Directory. So here we need to add the attributes for the account name. We can say account name. So for that there is one attribute under the inside the Active Directory. So that is SAM. This one. SAM account name. So you can see here the encryption logon name. That is account information, user logon name. Okay, so we need to copy this. I think we are not able to copy this. We need to type whole thing into our login attributes here. We need to type this here. So that is S capital. You need to as small A capital. You need to type everything what you can see in the login attributes. M also capital. Then A also capital. Then account, that is in small letters. Then again name and capital. Yes, this one. You need to type whole thing here. That is the login attributes that you need to enter. You need to change this in your authentication profile. Okay. Then click OK. Then click OK. Now you can see here the login attribute that is applied here. That is applied to here. SAM configuration, SAM account name. Okay, so we check this first step. What is our next step? What is the next step, guys? We have to create zone, VPN zone. We have to create VPN zone here in the Palo Alto Firewall. So guys, tell me from which option we can create zones. We already created 3.
Policy.
Policy. Okay. Then
Network.
Under the
there is no option for network under the policy.
network.
Network. Go to network, Anish.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, then
Zones.
Jones.
The second option.
we already have 3 zones, guys, here, right? So we are going to
Yeah,
create
I
one more
see.
zone here, that is VPN. So click on add to add a zone here. We name this as VPN. Okay, now we choose the type as layer 3. Okay, for VPN zone we also enabling the user identification. So we have the option here, enable user identification. So we are going to enable this, okay, here. Then we choose the type as layer 3 only. Okay, then click OK. We are not assigning any kind of interface with this VPN zone. We just create a zone, guys. That's it. You just need to create a zone. No need to assign any interface. And that is enabled. Then after this, next step is we need to create tunnel, right? We need to create tunnel interface, right, guys?
Yes, Anish.
Good.
Yes,
Okay, so to create a tunnel, guys, we need to go to network. We need to go to interfaces. And in interfaces, we have all the interfaces. Okay, and here we have the tunnel information. So you need to click on tunnel here. So there is no tunnel here. So is by default one tunnel is there. So there is none. Nothing is configured over here. Okay, so we are going to create one more tunnel here. For the especially for VPN tunnel, we can say this VPN tunnel. Okay, now we can say the tunnel. The interface name is tunnel itself. Okay, now we can say, now here you can see dot the one from 1 to 9,999. You can choose any number here. You can choose tunnel dot 1, tunnel dot anything. There is a tunnel name, interface tunnel name. What we are choosing right now, there is interface tunnel name. So let me choose any number. Let me just 6783. You can choose anything. So tunnel is tunnel dot 6783. That is my tunnel name. You can choose 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, anything. Between 1 to 9,999. Between 9,999. Then here we are going to choose, select the virtual router. So we have only one virtual router, that is VR1, and we are going to associate it with this tunnel with our VPN zone. VPN. Click OK. So you can see here we have tunnel. We haven't assigned any IP address to this tunnel, and this tunnel is associated with the virtual router 1, and it is associated with my security zone, that is called VPN. Okay, now after doing all these things, let's just commit. Click on commit. Okay. So what we have done in this session, we verify, edit the profiles, the LDAP and authentication profile. LDAP profile is there, so we haven't changed any, we haven't done any kind of changes in our LDAP profile. Okay, and but in our authentication profiles, we do make some changes under the login attributes. Okay, then after make changes in the authentication profile, then we create a VPN zone. Then under the VPN zone, after creating this, we create one tunnel interface. Okay, and we name this tunnel interface at tunnel.6783. We name this interface as tunnel.6783. Okay. Now next step is we need to do this thing, GlobalProtect. So what we are going to do under the GlobalProtect, we are going to create one Protect gateway protocol configuration, and we are going to configure the portal also. We are going to configure GlobalProtect gateway as well as the GlobalProtect portal also. We are going to do this thing now. Okay, so let's just check. Okay, it's going on. Let me just close this thing, so we don't require here. So any idea what is the use of this GlobalProtect gateway or portal, especially the portal in the VPN connection?
Does it protect the
Rem-
tunnel?
No.
Remote access. Remote access.
Now the GlobalProtect portal is a one kind of interface. Suppose if you are trying to access a web server, okay, from it is located in your DNS server, right? So you require the portal. So if anyone try to access this first, that user need to download that portal in his system, and using that portal he can connect. Using that portal, he is able to connect with his any server which is located in the DMZ network. Okay, so this is done, configuration is done. So first thing we are going to configure the GlobalProtect. So we need to go to network, and under the network you can see here the GlobalProtect. You can see portals, gateways. Okay, so first we are going to create gateway here. First we are going to create gateway here. Now you can see there is no gateway here, so we are going to add a gateway, GlobalProtect gateway. Okay, now we are going to name this. Let me just name this GlobalProtect GP slash gateway 1. That is name this as GP slash gateway 1, and this is connected to interface outside zone 1/1, and the IP address of your outside zone. So what is the IP address of my outside network? This is 10.10 1.10.213. Okay, then after this you can see here we have the option here for authentication. So we need to go click on authentication. So we have the one profile. So here guys we need to create one profile, SSL TLS service profile. We haven't any profile, so we are going to create one profile from here only. So we are going to create this. Okay, we can name this first as our SSL profile. Okay, then under the certificate we have the certificate. Okay, so which certificate we are going to select? Tell me, out of these two, which certificate we are going to select? We are creating one SSL profile.
PSSL.
Right,
There's only one option.
PSSL. We have two certificates. No, this one outbound certificate and PSSL. So we are going to select PSSL and let it be same as it is. Click OK here. Okay, so you can see our authentication profile is selected here. Okay, then here the client authentication is there. Under the client authentication, we have one profile, authentication profile, right? So we are going to add this profile. Add. What is the name of the profile, guys? Our authentication profile.
Authentication profile.
Okay, otherwise we are not doing this right now. Okay, let's just do it later on. Because we change this IP. Right? So we are not adding this. Let it be same as it is. Otherwise we go on add. Okay, so you can also do the client authentication here, guys. You can also do the, otherwise you can also certificate profile if you have any. So if you have any certificate profile, you can also select the certificate profile also. Okay, so here you have to select the SSL TLS profile here. Okay, then under this you have to select this. Okay, now we have here agent and satellite. Okay, so under this we are going to select this one only, let it be this one. Okay, then go to agent. Okay, now here we need to do the tunnel settings. So first enable the tunnel mode, and we create one tunnel, right? This one, tunnel.6778. So we select that. Okay, and we are right now we are not configured the IPsec VPN, so we disable this. Okay, then we go to the client settings here. Okay, so client settings, let it be, we won't have any clients right now. Okay, we are going to first go to network settings here. Okay, under the network settings here. Okay, now here you need to choose the source here. So there is no source. You have to choose the primary DNS. You have to choose the secondary DNS. If you have any kind of Windows server primary DNS server, so you have to provide that. You have to provide that only. Okay, so you can do this thing. Okay, here only. Now, so here, what is our DNS server? Hello. Which is our DNS server, guys?
Ganesh.
We can also do this thing here. Yes, we can also do this thing here. Web conflicts. Okay, so let's just first configure this one. Okay, now so for this one, we are going to create one authentication, right? Let's just name this mm, our authentication profile, what we have done already. Because see, this is this Palo Alto device that is on 7.1. Okay, so there are some configuration steps are new. There's something new here. Okay, so that's why I'm got confused here. Okay, but I found out this option here, authentication profile. Now here we need to choose the time hours. Okay, if you want to change any kind of time hours, if you want to assign particular time limit, only up to this 24 hours the user is able to connect this server. So you can also the time life, you can also change the time life from here if you want to. Okay, then you can also encrypt and decrypt cookies also here from here. If you want to allow here encrypt and decrypt cookies, you can also do this thing using a certificate, any of the certificate. So let us select PSSL, and here you can add a group if you have any. We choose here any. Okay, the network settings. So here we are going to add some networks here for this. Okay, so here we have the option for authentication server pool, IP pool. Then we have the IP pool. Okay, so what we are going to do, guys, now this is the IP pool. So here we are going to choose one IP address. Like, let me just explain you this thing. See, where's the paint? Yes. So this is my Palo Alto device. Okay, this is my internet. This is my inside zone. Sorry, this is my server in DMZ. So all are connected here. Okay, if any user here, suppose there is one user here, Bob. Okay, now who wants to access my DMZ server? So once the user is connected through my outside zone, the outside interface IP address through my DMZ server, this server 1. Okay, so during this connection, once this connect, this he will connect here from outside to this outside interface. So during this VPN connection, the VPN will assign the one private IP to this connection. So here we need to choose one IP pool here. So whatever IP pool we choose here, so from that IP address, if any user connect to this server using a VPN connection, okay, so that user having this pool IP address. Suppose we assign 10.3.3. Let's say 10 to 55. 10 to 55. So any this Palo Alto device will assign the IP address to the VPN connection from this pool. Palo Alto device will assign this IP address from this pool. So that pool we need to assign here under our configuration. Here. Sorry. Where is this? So here. We need to assign this IP pool here. Understood this, guys? Or you got confused? Hello?
Could you repeat it, Anish? I'm not able to hear it.
Simple thing. Right now you are using which IP address? Which class IP address?
Class C.
Class C, right? 192. Suppose if you're using 192.168.1.1, 1.10, okay, and you initiate one a VPN connection to your web server, which is located at your company's network. Okay, so once this connection got initiated, okay, so this Palo Alto device, which is located, which is there in your organization, so that device will assign the IP address from this pool, which you assign here, to the VPN connection between you and your web server.
So that can be any address, right?
That can be not any. Here, whatever IP address here, whatever IP pool we choose here, it will assign from this IP pool only. So we get to know that this is my VPN connection IP address. When we check
Okay.
the logs, so, from there we can see these things under the log settings.
Okay. Okay, Anish. Yeah.
Take it.
So it selects only from whichever pool what we give.
Yeah, you can do anything. So enable this here.
No.
Okay. Now add here. So you can choose 10 dot. Now right now we have 10.1.1, 10.2.2.
Mm-hmm.
We won't have.
Okay.
Okay, we don't have 10.3.3. So we are going to assign this 10.3.3.0. We can assign the 0/24 over subnet also. Otherwise, we can assign some pool IP address also. We can say 10.3.3.3.51 to 10.3.3.100. So once the VPN connection initialized, so the Palo Alto device assign IP address to this connection from this IP pool only. From this IP only.
Okay, Anish. Got it. Yeah.
Understood this?
Yeah, Anish.
Everyone? Hello?
Yes, Anish.
Sure? Okay, now you can see there is one red line here. Can you see this? And the OK button is disabled. So there is some mistake here. When you see some kind of red line in your settings, so you can see there is a mistake here. So let's just check. There is a mistake here.
51 dot.
Yeah, that is the problem. Yes. Now you can see here. It is enabled now. Then here we can see we can go into click on OK. So this is OK. So we create one client settings here. Is there any OS IP pool? You can also choose one operating system also if you want to. If you want to choose an operation, you can also choose the operating system also. Okay. Now you can also assign here the access route also. Here, last option. You can also assign the access route here. Here, access route. Okay. So now you want to give access to only your DMZ network. You want to give access to only your DMZ network into your VPN connection. You don't want to give your internal network. You just want to give your DMZ network. So you can assign this here under the access route. So let's just click on add here, and here you need to assign this DMZ network or DMZ zones subnet mask. DMZ zone subnet mask. So what is my DMZ zone subnet mask? Hello, guys.
24.
I am
10.2.2.0.
10.2.2.2.0/24. Right? It's my DMZ. So
Yeah, yeah.
just what happened? 10.2.2.0/24. Okay, so user can access only this subnet. So uh, uh, the user, whatever servers connected with this subnet, user can access this using a VPN. User can access using the VPN. Getting it, guys? This thing. Now I know that this is still confusing. Okay, if you want to give access to your inside zone also, you just need to add the subnet here. Let's just add it here because we are not going to apply this. So we are going to give that 10.1.1.0, right? /24. This is my inside zone. Okay, so understood this thing, guys? Then you need to assign the services here. Okay, so you just choose the none here, the primary DNS server. So which DNS server is going to enter? Any idea? This DNS server you are going to assign here. You have to assign your Windows domain Active Directory server. You have to assign the name of the Windows domain. You need to assign the IP address of your Windows domain Active Directory server. That is 60.254.34. What is that IP address? Let me check. 60.254.34.254. Yes. 60.254.34.254. This one. This is my primary DNS server. So this is my authentication, guys. We are doing one kind of authentication here. Okay, so only the user which is located in my Active Directory, only that will access my web server, not anyone. Because Bob is located in my Active Directory server. I have also user information in Bob. Okay, so this profile will directly communicate with your Active Directory server, and from there he will fetch information about the Bob, and he will ask him once he initialize this VPN connection got initialized. Okay, so this connection will ask you to enter the password which you assign to this system or under the Active Directory. Okay, so secondary DNS server we can choose the Google one, so we can choose 8.8.8. Okay, if you want to assign the primary Win server, if you want to assign secondary Win servers, you can assign that. If you want to assign DNS suffix, you can assign this. So we have the DNS suffix here. That is our domain name. Okay, so we can note down our domain name, that is softnice.local. That is our domain name. Sorry. Softnice.local, that is our domain name. We can do this thing. Yeah.
Manish, what will happen if I assign Google DNS server as my default DNS?
Okay, so this will now this profile is not getting activated. This profile is not getting, and it's not able to connect to your DNS server. From there only you will fetch the account information, because all the account details, the user ID and any of the user details, that is located in the DNS servers. Sorry, in your Active Directory servers, not in the Palo Alto device. And we create the LD
Okay.
profile, we create the authentication profile, and that both these profiles are linked to your Active Directory server. That's why we are putting here the DNS of first primary DNS as our DNS server.
Okay, got it.
Got it now?
Yes.
I know that this is still confusing. You are not able to understand all these things right now.
Yeah, especially when I didn't find the video from yesterday, so going over my head.
I think I shared some document with you today, some PPTs.
Yeah, some PPTs, but not the video from yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, so this is done. So we done this thing. So let's check all the settings. So go to general, we assign the name, we assign to associate with this our external IP address, and we do the authentication here. SSL profile, we select SSL profile, and we do the one agent here, this one. Okay, then okay. So you can see here we create the gateway here. Now we are going to create the GlobalProtect portal. We are going to create one profile for the GlobalProtect portal. Okay, so let's just add one portal here. Okay, now name this, we can say name this as gp/portal, sorry, gp/portal here. Now here we can assign the interface, so GlobalProtect is able to communicate with my external IP, then IP address of my external IP address, this is my IP address. Okay, then here we are pairing this custom login, so let it be same as it is. Then we are going to do the authentication, so go to authentication here. So we have our SSL profile, so we are going to select that SSL profile, our SSL profile. Okay, then here under the client information authentication, we have this thing, right, our profile. So we are going to name this our UTHM authentication profile, and OS any authentication, we can say our profile that we already have, right, that we already have, this one. Okay, then login message, so enter login credentials, that is the message. So user, if anyone try to initiate the VPN connection, you need to enter the login credentials first. Then only the VPN connection will be applied. And then only the VPN connection will be applied. Then we go to the agent here. Okay. So under the agent configuration, okay, what we need to do here? Okay. Now, so we have one certificate, right? We already have two certificates. That one we already applied here. Okay, so we are going to create one agent here. So add one agent here. Okay, name this as agent config. Name this as agent config. Okay, then client certificate name don't require here. You save user connected, that is fine. No issues of that. Okay, now connect method, user login connect method. So we need here, we need to choose one connect method here. Okay, under this. Okay, so what is that? Just a minute, guys. Because some it's none. This is manual only inter external authentication. Configuration, okay, that is fine. Yeah, this is the connect method. Okay, so we are going to allow this user logon. Okay, that is by default. So here we are going to select on demand user manual user initiated. This one, that is selected. We can say the factory default the welcome page. Let it be. So this is for mobile security. And this is for data connection. So HIP, that is fine. Now here we need to select the certificate which we have created now, right? We already created one certificate. Remember?
Finish.
Yeah, the root CA certificate. So the certificate we need to apply here. It is one root MS CA certificate. Okay, so if we haven't enabled the agent configuration, but if we apply the root CA certificate, so this connection will establish by this root. So this root CA certificate has to approve the certificate only. Then and then only the connection happened. And then only the connection got happened. Okay. Now here we have to go to the satellite. Okay. So this is the satellite connection here that we can do this. Okay. So here we have to configuration we can using the satellite host name, serial number if you want to assign any satellite to here. If you are using any satellite, okay, so you can do this thing here. Okay, here. So this is the initial configuration of your GlobalProtect portal. Is from here you can connect your portal, guys. Understood this? Check all the settings again. This is fine. Authentication is fine. Here there is CA certificate recommended. Hello. Satellite, we are not using any satellite, so let it be as it is. So this will using our SSL profile. Understood this, guys? How to create a GlobalProtect portal, how to configure it?
Yes, Anish.
So this is, I know this is little bit confusing. Okay, now to learn all these things, you need to know about the cryptographies and all these things. You need to have some knowledge about this netting and all these things, about the SSL profiles. Okay, so this is done. So we completed the step here. So configure the global gateway and portal of the GlobalProtect. Okay, now yes, that's it. Okay, so this is the way, guys, you can connect this, you can use this. Okay, now you can also create a software, you can also use a client software. So once you apply this, once you configure the portal and the gateway of the GlobalProtect, okay, then what you need to do, you need to use a client software, GlobalProtect client software, that is used by the Bob. For example, Bob is on outside network. Okay, Bob is on outside network. This is my Palo Alto device. Okay, this is my server. It's connected here, and this is user outside door zone. Okay, Bob is here. Okay, so if Bob wants to access this server, okay, so using GlobalProtect, so he require a software, client software, GlobalProtect client software, which is located in the Palo Alto device, which is there in your Palo Alto device, which is there in your Palo Alto device. Okay, and which will allow the communication to access this DMZ server and to inside zone also, because we are apply access route, we add DMZ subnet mask and as well as the inside node subnet mask. Okay, then after this we need to allow this using a security policy. We need to allow this using a security policy. So Bob is connect to this DMZ or inside zone using this interface. So which interface this is, guys?
1/1.
What is this designation on the letter? It will be, that is outside, right?
It's
This
outside zone.
yeah, this interface is outside. Okay, and Bob is also on outside. There are something. Hello. Bob is also on outside, right, guys?
Yes, Anish.
Right. Okay. So we create a security. Give me the letter. Can you please put your phone down, Mahesh?
No, Anish, he's in one of my roommates.
Who's that?
Yeah, my roommates are in guest house.
Tell him to get out.
Okay, Anish, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so here Bob is using this interface to connect these two resources, right? So this is my outside zone interface, and Bob is also on outside. Okay, so when we create the security policy, that is from outside. So Bob is on outside. We can select the source outside, and destination, that is also outside because we are using this outside network. So destination, that is also outside. The security policy, we our source is outside, destination also outside. Okay, then we allow the two options about the SSL. Under the services we allow the SSL, and we allow the GlobalProtect. Repeat, GlobalProtect portal. We are going to allow GlobalProtect, this one, and this policy is associated with our newly created zone, that is VPN. This policy is associated with our newly created zone, that is VPN. Okay, so this is, you can do all these things, okay, after configuring GlobalProtect and gateway, both of the things, these two things. Okay, so how to do this thing? We are not going to check all these things. Okay, so how to do this thing? So first thing, you need to check the GlobalProtect. Okay, so you have to go to the device here. Let me just change the and go to device, and you have to click on GlobalProtect client. So you have to find the option called GlobalProtect client, this one. I need to download the GlobalProtect client software, the latest version. So you can see here the latest version. Before download the latest version, please click on check now. Please click on check now. So this will update the information. This will update the information here. And you can see the latest version is 3.1.1. This is the GlobalProtect latest version. This is the GlobalProtect latest version. So we need to download this. So we are going to click on download here. So this is one software, one-time software, we can say client software. So using this software, the from outside network, the Bob is able to connect to your resources, whether it is inside or whether it is DMZ. So the Bob requires this software, the Client Protect portal. Okay, so this is done. Okay, before now let me just see. So you can see I downloaded. Okay, still not activated. We can see the action. We need to activate this. So before download, after downloading, before activating, please refresh this. Please refresh here from here. You need to download the latest client software that will work and click on activate it. So we are activating the version that is 3.1.1.1. You have to say yes to continue. So this is activated. Close this. And you can see here the activated, currently activated. Okay, so we enable the GlobalProtect client certificate. We download that and we activate that software also. Now next step is we are going to create policy to allow communication between these two. So we need to go to the policy, and under this policy we need to create one policy. Under the security we need to create one policy. So click on add. Okay, now name this as for GlobalProtect. For GlobalProtect. Now rule type you want to select here universal. Okay, you need to select here universal because this is not for interzone or this is not an interzone. Okay, so universal means anything. That is default. Universal means anything because this policy we are creating that is for two outside zones, because Bob is also in outside zone and my 1/1 interface is also associated with the outside zone also. Okay, so we need to select the source. So source is outside. Okay, then destination is also outside, and application. So we need to allow applications. So two applications we need to allow. First one is SSL. SSL, and second one is PAN OS Global Protect. We need to select that. PAN OS Global Protect. This is the application that is present here under the applications list. That is select here. And we also need to enable one more application that is called PAN OS Web Interface. So PAN Web Interface. This one. These three applications we have to allow. Then the services we can select any here. The application default. Another action we need to select allow. Okay. Then log at the starting of the session, log at the ending of the session. Then click OK. So we create a role here. This is now we are putting this role on the first number. This one. This one. Understood this, guys? We allow which service? Which allow three services: PAN OS, GlobalProtect, the client software. So anyone trying to access any DMZ server, okay, so that user have the access of this client GlobalProtect client software. Okay. Now we also need to create one more policy for VPN users. We also need to allow the VPN access of our DMZ server and our internal zone using a VPN. Okay, so for that we also need to create one more policy here. So need to click on add. We can name this as VPN users. We can name this as VPN users. Okay, then we can let it be universal. The source we can say, okay, what I select here, guys? Source for VPN users. What is our source? Which zone they use to initiate the VPN connection?
Outside.
VPN.
No.
Outside.
Outside.
No.
They use VPN.
VPN, guys. We have the special zone for VPN connection. So VPN here. And destination. User want to access DMZ inside. So what is our destination? DMZ and inside zone. Okay. Now if you want to allow this in two ways. If you want to allow, like here we can say DMZ. Okay, this is my VPN. Okay, this is my inside. Okay, now so we allow only this way, right? VPN to DMZ and inside network. Okay, right guys. But if you
Yes,
want to
sir.
allow both the ways, like this way also, if you want to allow like this way also, so what you need to do to allow this, you need to put the source. Under the source you need to add inside also, you need to add DMZ also, and under the destination here you also need to add VPN. So this will allow in both the ways. This will allow in both the ways. Okay. So under application we are choosing the any here. Okay, the action we are going to allow this. Here we are going to select allow. It is selected now. Now we are going to log this as a session start and session end. Okay, so guys, whenever you choose the logging option here, okay, so here we have two options. Okay, so once you enable both these options, so we have two entries. Remember this, you have two entries for the same log. The log information when the session starts and log information when the session ends. So you have two logs. Okay, so to make, if you won't have the enough space where to store your log files, so always enable anyone. Always enable anyone. But if you have unlimited space, so you can enable both of this. Okay. So this is done. You can see we create a user here, VPN user. This one done. Now commit this. Okay, so this is the way we can configure VPN and we can allow SSL service only. We allow only SSL service, not any other services. Understood this, guys?
Yes, Anish.
Yes, Anish.
Good. Okay, so I think that's it. Let's just see. So we created up to this policy. Yeah, that's it. Client software is done, security policy is done. So this is about the SSL VPN connection. SSL VPN connection. Okay. Now if I find something out there on the internet for this, for the VPN, especially in Palo Alto, because there are so many things you need to do. There are so many things you need to do to allow this Palo Alto configuration. Okay. So I'm going to check all these things. Okay, I'm going to check some materials for you for the VPN and I will share that file with you guys.